Alright, I'm open up and just pass the rock. But alright, shalom, shalom, shalom. We want to start off by giving all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. All blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto the Heavenly Father, whose name is YAHAWAH, whose only begotten Son, our Lord and our Savior, whose name is YAHAWASHI, and double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Salutation to the elect. So we back out here, well, indoors, so to speak, right? You know, can't postpone for weather purposes or whatever. So, you know, show goes on, so we're gonna go with it, go in the spirit. And brothers, it's open forum, as the title of this video is, America is finished. So we could go on to plenty of scriptures to spearhead that. So anybody got anything, take it.
I got to
see. Yeah.
Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than we believe.
Take it.
Oh, I mean, so at this point, we're in a self-explanatory motion. Because all the things that's happening right now, you got Trump dedicated to what the Pentagon is, the Department of Defense, the Secretary of War.
Yeah. Oh, I got something for you.
Department of War.
Yeah, he dedicated, and you know, this is blatantly just telling us what they've always been about.
I got something for you.
Go ahead.
Slack.
Go ahead, bro.
Damn, where is it? Slack. I'm getting all excited. Okay. Yeah, because you said, Trump just did, which is useless, you know what I mean? Theatrics, but yeah, whatever. He changed the name of the Department of Defense to Department of War. So this for you. Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, and that's the duty of a prophet. And then we've been saying America's been like the scripture says in Jeremiah 50, I forget 30, not 33, but it don't have to get it. It says that America is what
the hammer
of the earth. What do you do with a hammer? Yes, you could build a house with a hammer, but usually you beat things down with a hammer.
That's right.
And what America's doing right now, especially with Venezuela, all of a sudden they're a terrorist cell. So they're just going around. He don't want to talk about the Epstein thing. But They want to flex what they do best. And what they do best is war. That's what that's what they're saying. They are war monger. The Khazars, they were what? There was a war-eccentric people. There was the most cutthroat fucking people that you have to deal with. But that's all they knew how to do was war. There was mercenaries. That's Esau. That's his
nature.
His nature. Like his forefather before Esau, Tubal Cain, a walking weapon. You know? A mercenary that's out there destroying everything. And that's what they're telling us. They're making it so plain and simple. And the reason why he did that for was because the job reports, there ain't no fucking jobs in America. There ain't no jobs. There's no job growth, no nothing. So a distraction on top of a distraction, let it be known that they are the devil that the Bible speaks of. So if anything told us anything about what's happening, we are at the end. All right? The great awakening is at place, is at hand. You got the average person out there talking about the end of the world. Having dreams and visions of the destruction of America. Hey, go figures. That's something that we've been saying for a long period of time. You know? That was it.
Let me see. I'll read it again for you. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries.
Yeah, they wasn't making AI videos about, I got to talk about it, but they was making AI videos that the YAHAWASHI has sent them. They don't got time for that. A real prophet of the Lord is out there speaking the word of the Lord.
Yeah.
This is imminent danger that's taking place.
That's right.
You know, this man's sending the National Guards everywhere. To a city near you. You want to send it to New Orleans, you want to send it to Chicago, eventually New York, all these other places. Why? Because they're preparing for what's to come. Is a civil unrest.
Yeah.
Because people are pissed off because they don't have no food. They don't have nothing. People fail to understand that. People are dying out there. Well, not dying per se, but they leave you no other choice. You can't go out there and be homeless. It's illegal to be homeless. All right? Nobody's out there to assist you. It was like I was in before the pandemic. So a prophet's job was to let people know these things that was going to happen before it happened. That's the credit that the prophets get. So from the apostles on down, brothers been on their watch. And look what's happening. Everything that was been said. Not the way, you know, in a canonical order like you thought it was going to be, but we generalize it to a point where it's happening. You know?
And also to add to your point, you know, with Trump making changing the name to the Department of War, excuse me, the Department of Defense to Department of War, you know, it just extra solidifies what this nation's about. You know, like you were saying, you know, they're a walking weapon, man. They're the hammer of the earth. But another point I think about is that even America itself, right? As long as America has been established, what is it, 249 or 250 years next year or something like that? So has America been at
next year is 250.
250, right?
Yep.
I think out of 250 years, we'll round it off. There's only been 20 years of peace.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's a pie chart, you can actually look up that brothers we used to refer to. That pie chart is about maybe 10 older or years old, but it's a pie chart of showing you how the timeline of America in rulership, and how much time there's been wartime and how much time there's been peacetime. So the majority of their establishment or their rulership has been in war. You know what I mean? Yep. So by default, the prophets would have to be against, just on one point, would have to be against this nation. And then Trump just solidified it by naming this, you know, naming the one office the Department of War. Shows you what this nation's about, man. Okay.
Yeah, I got some. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 6 and verse 3. It says, "And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, Come and see. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword." And as brothers is clearly getting into, you know, Esau Edom, his MO and his agenda is all about, it's about destruction.
Yeah.
Remember, the scriptures tell you in First Maccabees, when Alexander the Great, passed, you know, his 4 generals multiplied and wickedness increased. That's also in the book of Proverbs. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Esau changing the name, which I read somewhere that it was always named that or something like that, and they switched it, and now they switching it back, whatever. But naming your defense system, so to speak, as what is it again? Department of War. Yeah. It's not surprising.
Yeah.
All you're doing is fulfilling
everybody knows it. Yeah, everybody knows it. Yeah, come on.
You know, you making it more clear who you are.
Yeah.
Don't the scripture say that in 2 Thessalonians, when the man of sin got to be revealed?
Yep. Esau
is making it clear as day who he is, every step of the way, bro. So, you know, the man is fulfilling his purpose as we are. You know, like the brother read, what was it, Jeremiah 28?
Yeah.
The prophets that have been before me prophesy of war, not of peace, but of pestilence. You know, these, you mentioned the dude, you mentioned them. These are the people that they love war. Yeah. Got a small hat, broad cap, walking across the street with Shirley Temple curls.
Oh, well, just to back you up, you're right. They love war. Remember that movie with Nicolas Cage?
Oh yeah.
I remember.
The Lord of War. Yeah. And the guy in the movie, he was supposed to
be Amalek.
He was supposed to be Amalek.
Yeah.
He was technically not Amalek, but in the beginning of the movie, the first scene, they show him how he converted to Amalek.
Yeah.
You know, so either way, Amalek, they're part of that.
They love war, bro.
Yeah, they love war. Back, you know what you're saying.
You see, we a warrior tribe and warrior nation, but we don't go out there looking for war.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, matter of fact, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, the Lord, he's a man of war. The Lord is his name, like it says in Exodus 15. But if the Lord ain't with it, then it ain't gonna happen. You know, and Israelites, like the brother Noah just said, we dwell in tents, meaning what? Tents is tabernacle. What you doing in the tabernacle? You just don't sit down, twiddle your thumbs. You worshiping the Lord. You low key. You homebody. Esau is a wild man in the field. So I'm gonna just reread this one more time and pass it to y'all brothers.
Let me see. I got one precept here. So contention is like fighting, you know. So I just looked that up. So, yeah. So with this nation, if they're always getting involved with some kind of conflict or war, because isn't war conflict? Isn't that contention, right? So Proverbs 13:10, it says, only by pride cometh contention, but with the well-advised is wisdom. So overall, you know, if you find it, like I said, you always got to defend yourself. There's time for war, like
absolutely,
people say, right? Time for war, time for peace.
Absolutely.
You know, and right now we're in a time of war. You know, our Lord, actually, one of his nicknames is the Lord of War, right? I am a man of war, the Lord of Sabaoth. But even with that, there's times for that. And, you know, overall, if you always find yourself in some conflict or war, it's because you're putting yourself in that. And that's what Esau does. He's a man of, he's always fighting about something, man, where there's no fight there in the first place. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm sorry. So that just points to his pride. You know, because the smartest thing, we're all in the martial arts here. And what is the first thing they tell us in martial arts? The best defense is to walk away, or to simmer it down. You know what I mean? That's the first. How should I say?
That's why it's called martial arts discipline.
Yes.
Because, you know, I was talking to a Jake that I knew for a while, like about 20 years the other day. He was like, yo, man, if you train, there's really no point in going around starting trouble. He was like, you walking with the cheat code. Yeah. There's no point. As far as martial arts discipline, you know how to defend yourself, but you discipline at it, and you discipline enough to know when it should be used and when it shouldn't be. You know?
Esau ain't like that, bro. I'm gonna reread this one more time and actually, you know, break down who the nigga is. In Revelation 6:4, and there went out another horse. Horse represents power, and it says that was red. Red talk about the nation of Edom. Read the book of Genesis. One came out red, and red all over like a hairy garment, meaning he was red from head to toe. Not hairy, you know, not like he got dipped in tie-dye, but he came out like Edomite babies come out now. He's fucking red. You know, like screaming at the top of the lungs, you know, just straight red, blood red. So it says, and power was given to him that he sat there on. I'm sorry, and power was given to him that sat there on. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Esau has the power right now in these latter days. The 10 toes, all right, the statue in Daniel, those are all Edomites. All right, part iron and part miry clay. That's the nation of Edom. Who you think sitting up in these seats judging the planet Earth? Is Esau. Yeah. But the chief being over here, the hammer of the earth. What's also a hammer like? A javelin. You know that the judges use? Yes. That's a hammer. You know, when the judge sent, you know, they come with they hit it, the javelin, and then there go your sent. Well, Esau is an unrighteous judge. You know, the Lord is the ultimate judge, but Esau is the unrighteous judge. So it says that sat there on to take peace from the earth, and that's what he do. Man, that's a whole nother lesson right there in itself, and just going into so many historical reasons, events that took place of Esau, Edom, the #1 culprit of violence, taking peace from the planet Earth. And they shall kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. Look at all the world wars. Yeah. All the world wars, man. Esau, they call the wars bankers' wars. All wars are bankers' wars. Who are the bankers? Yeah. The international elite bankers, the Edomites, the Dukes of Edom.
And again, it shows in that movie Lord of War with Nicolas Cage. You know, points out that he was pointing out that he was funding both sides of the opposing, and you know, both sides of the war. You know, and that basically, like you're saying, it's a banker's war. You know, if there's a war, it's basically money time. You know, it's dealing with money. So you know, these bankers, like you going into, they're making a lot of money during these conflicts.
Shalom, my brother. Exactly. And the last piece says, and there was given unto him a great sword. What was Esau's blessing, bro? Everybody know this. Fucking sword. Isaac blessed him. YAHAWASHI blessed him with the sword, which is Isaac. Blessed him with the sword, and guess what? His blessing is going to be his curse, and the great sword ultimately is the nukes, the ICBM destruction, the missiles, the silos, the warheads. But prior to that, Esau's blessing is just a sword. See, Jake, in the ancient world, Jake wasn't unfamiliar with swords either. You know, we were a warrior race, but still, it's just not our blessing. Yeah. When the Lord blesses you to take your enemy down, that's that. Yeah. You know, so
I got you. Yep.
That was it on that.
Now, earlier when his brother was speaking, he had mentioned Tubal Cain. Now, Tubal Cain was one of the descendants of Cain. Now, when you read in Genesis 4:22, it says, And Zillah, she bare also Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Now, when you look at it, it says he was an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. You know what that made me think of? I have created the smith that blew coals in the fire.
Right.
That's in the book of Isaiah.
Isaiah 54.
So Esau got that blessing, man. You know, Esau's blessing is to be able to bring forward destruction. Now, of course, like the brother was saying earlier, you know, the tribes of Israel, yeah, we're warriors, but the blessing to bring about war was not ours. The blessing to bring about destruction, genocide, was not ours. See, Esau, the so-called white man, he has that blessing. The so-called white man is the most powerful person on earth because the Most High had given him that ability. You know? And I also wanted to get into something because the brother had mentioned said high time that we gotta sleep, right? So I'm going to the dictionary. It came to the dictionary. I'm looking up the word high time. It says past the time when something should have happened. So if it's saying it's high time that we gotta sleep, in other words, it's past the time you should have already done this by now.
That's heavy.
It's like if your mother said, "Yo, man, it's high time you clean up your room, man."
Yeah.
I mean, your room was junky for a week.
Yeah.
It's high time you start on that project, man. It's Christmas. It's winter recess. You'll be back at school in 3 days. You ain't do that project yet. It's high time you get busy.
That's heavy. You just made me think because Pastor always kind of refers to that. He always mentions that not always, but I heard him mention before, like Esau's on borrowed time. You know what I mean? So yeah, I never even looked that word up. You know, because everybody was expecting 2000, right? But we don't know what kind of year we're in eventually, right? Because of him changing the times and the seasons, you know. But we know it is high time. This is time that this place is going down, you know. So he's on borrowed time, you know.
I got a preset for that one for you, right? When you're done, bro.
I got one for you.
All right. Good, I'm Wallah.
You had something, right?
Yeah. This is the line of what you just said. Romans 13 and 12. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
So what's at hand? You got to cast off those unfruitful works of darkness. It said in what?
The night is, I'm reading it again. The night is far spent. The day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light.
So YAHAWASHI, who was our light, our day star, he had died and went back up to the Father. Now the day is at hand for us to put off all of those works of darkness and to put on the armor of light, which is what? This knowledge, the scriptures. That's our armor to protect us from the wiles of the devil. You know, so when we in the times that we in now, you know, of course, you know, we're in the flesh and you're going to have these different temptations, but as the days goes on, the closer and closer we get to our Lord's arrival, our Lord's second coming. You know, so we got to put all of that off. We got to put on the armor of light, which is the scripture. So I'll be doing the lesson right now.
Yeah. You know, she said the night is far spent. That's why I brought it up too.
Exactly. Yeah, come on.
Like you said, high time is past time. The night is far spent.
It's long gone, right?
You know, like out here in the party scene, the club scene, whatever. People say the night is still young.
Yeah.
Meaning you still got time.
Yeah.
You know, people like, oh, let's go to this girl. The night is still young.
Yeah.
They got songs based off of that. The night is still young, but the night ain't young. It's far spent.
Yeah.
Right.
High time.
Yeah. Yep. You got something about you said?
Yeah, because you was, your brother was going into how, you know, Israel, we're a war nation too, got war tribes. Now what distinguish Israel from Esau is we don't murder.
Right.
Whereas, like the difference between murdering and killing is justifiable, whereas murdering is without a cause. And I was listening to you brothers, you know, while I was on my way to link up with you brothers, and you read a scripture about contentious, and I looked up the word contentious. I looked it up before, but you know, you forget.
Yeah, forget, yeah.
Now, you break down the word contentious or contention, it goes to word con, meaning with, and tension, which mean to strive. So when you combine the words together, it means to strive against. So that's what a person that's contentious. You striving, you fighting. Now check this out, right? That's what Esau do. He's very contentious.
Yeah.
He war against everybody without a purpose.
Yeah.
Right now, what's happening in Venezuela? So-called war against drugs, right? But we know that the true purpose is for him to take over the resources that's over there, and really the drugs. So this, real quick, Proverbs 3:30. Strive not with a man without cause. So when we went to war, we had a purpose. Like we warred against the Canaanites. The Most High told us to do it.
Yep. That's good, priest. That's good,
the book of Kings. David warred against the nations that was against us. He wasn't going just picking fights.
Yeah. Yep.
So it says, strive not or be not contentious with a man without a cause. If he have done thee no harm.
That's bad. That's bad. I got some.
My bad. I just want to make one quick point.
You good.
That was a good point about the Lord when he commissioned us to go to war.
Yeah.
Remember the story about Josiah in First Ezra, when the Egyptian was going to war with a neighboring
the Moab, when he's going against Moab.
And then Josiah, he wanted to get involved. But the Lord was, the Egyptian was like, the Egyptian was like, yo, the Most High wanted this to happen, but he still went ahead and did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Which he was all for doing that, interfering.
And what did he tell them? He said, it was the Lord that told me to go to war with him.
Exactly.
He said, you have nothing to do with this. The Lord sent you to do it.
A heathen said that.
Yep.
You know? So there's a time and place for everything. Stay out of war. Let's go to war.
Yeah.
Basically, mind your business.
Mind your business. So we not in the time of physically doing anything, but then that time is gonna come. This is how we fighting this war spiritually. And I just wanted to make that point.
I love that story too. That was a dope.
That was a good story, yo.
I just had a contention scripture. I just got the contention, so I just whatever. Whoever got it. Proverbs 17:14. It says, the beginning of strife is as one. Excuse me. The beginning of strife is as one when one letteth out water. Therefore, leave off contention before meddle with.
So this is the beginning of strife of one letteth out water. Therefore, leave off contention. So let's say, there's a leaking pipe, right? But it's just leaking right now. But if you meddle with that pipe that's just slightly leaking, then the crack may become larger. And what happens if it becomes larger? Then it floods out. So that's the beginning of contention. So you want to leave off. You don't want to meddle with it unless it increases. And that's what the United States does. The United States have different things like humanitarian intervention. Implying that they're intervening because of a humanitarian reason. Which is BS. Now they got a word called, let me bring this word out real fast. It's called altruism. Right? Altruism. It says altruism is, some Oxford languages, the belief in or practice of disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others. Therefore, it implies that it's not about yourself, but rather it's to help other people. But see, the United States government, they always have their own, geopolitical interests. You know what I'm saying?
Which is hidden under their wicked agenda.
Exactly.
They try to hide it, like you think you mentioned we were driving. Yes. His mouth is smoother than butter.
Right. War is in his heart.
Yeah, war, but that's a script. That's what scripture is.
That's what he does.
You guys just said it. So he tries to hide behind his nice, smooth words, but war's in his heart, man. He has other intentions. Let's like you got it.
I got a piece of it. It says, Sirach 12:16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips. But in his heart he imagined how to throw thee down into a pit.
What it says, his words is as honey. He's very enticing. But you can't trust what he said. He has other motives behind his when he say his true intent. When he say his intentions, what he are. But he actually have other intentions behind it.
That'll be called a liar.
A liar, a deceptive.
There you go.
The devil. That proves this man's a devil, man.
It says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but his heart he imagined how to throw thee down into a pit.
What Jake called backdooring. He's so always looking for a way to backdoor some nation.
Excuse me.
He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. So
Esau,
go ahead. No.
yes, so Esau blooded enough.
Yeah.
Bloody
Esau gonna
man.
want your land.
Mm-hmm.
Esau gonna want the people.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna want the control of your government.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna want all your natural resources.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And then he might give you something. He might give you a percentage of your own stuff.
If that.
If that.
Shit, if that, yeah.
You know, this whole Venezuela shit is a same. What's that word? It's the same play.
Yeah.
You know, because the war against the drug dealers is a war against terrorists.
Yep.
So in other words, they could kill whoever they want, however they want to. You're a threat to them.
Your T word.
The T word.
And they could use that to criminalize Jake, period.
Yes.
Especially Jake that's hit.
Oh, just to add to it,
Venezuelan gangs.
he has sent a couple, like 10 F-35s to Puerto Rico. So the pressure's on the Northern Kingdom. And the glory that Jake always looked himself up, being the top cartels, the drug dealers and all that, when Esau give them a round of applause, that's just coming back to bite them in the ass. So he's going straight after the Northern Kingdom with this whole shit.
Yeah.
And you know, Esau has got some interest. You know, he's a true devil.
Absolutely.
So all this stuff you're saying is right in the spirit. But you know, he always has special interest. You know, resources. We know that thing in Venezuela is dealing with oil.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And also, well, part of it, and then
Exactly.
it's strategic too, because we know Russia it backs Venezuela. You know, and we know Russia has strategic, how should I say, bases there in Venezuela. You know.
Yeah.
So that is really like all these other countries, just really little proxy wars, man.
Exactly.
One way or another, Russia's involved with these other nations that basically whoever Russia's dealing with, America got a problem with. Whoever America is dealing with, Russia got a problem with. You know, It all goes back to these two nations, man.
Yeah, and the oil situation, Venezuela don't have oil. Guyana got the oil. Guyana just found a couple years ago. They just hit real big. I mean, I can't tell you how many tons of barrels or whatever.
Yeah.
But they just hit, and they was actually going back and forth with Venezuela for that oil. But Guyana does not have a standing army. Venezuela does.
Yeah.
So America, Babylon, they back Guyana. So you can see Esau trying to get up in Venezuela to bully Venezuela so that they can get closer to Guyana. You know what I'm saying? That's what that shit is. Besides other things, gold, oil, diamonds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's Esau's got. That's like the word G-O-D. That's what they say. It's gold, oil, and diamonds. So that Esau, man, listen, bro. And plus, like you mentioned, provoking the Russians because they back Venezuela and so on and so forth. So the stage for war is being set.
Yeah. Yep.
And I got a quick precept. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 4 and verse. The point is in 7. I start at 16. It says, "For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." That's a so-called white man. He's not sleeping well unless he committed some type of evil.
Yeah.
That's any Edomite, bro.
Yeah.
Even if they don't understand consciously why they can't sleep at night, it's because they ain't do nothing evil.
Yeah.
All right?
They didn't sleep well.
They didn't sleep well.
They didn't do no evil.
And Jake, on the other hand, Jake with a conscience, if you do something evil, you're not going to sleep well. If you got a conscience. Jake with a conscience, you go to sleep knowing you did something right.
Yeah.
Especially your brother, you did the work, you served the Lord. Saturday sometimes be the best sleep after work, after camp. You know what I'm saying? So it says, and except they have done mischief, their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. And that's what Esau does in a nutshell. All these nations that he's going around trying to bully, set up garrisons, blah, 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 he's causing them to fall. And like, I forget who said it earlier, but there's a difference between, just kill and murder. Lamar said it, that's straight murder. Esau's a damn murderer. The Lord said it. He was a murderer from the beginning.
Yep.
Cain is a damn murderer. Cain means what? Weapon. Esau's a damn weapon. So verse 17, "For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." So when King David said it, let their tables be a snare, all right, and a trap. So what do you do at a table? You eat. You prepare your food. You set up the plates, the chinas, the whatever, the forks, the knife, the food, the dessert, and all of that. Esau's dessert, his drink, and his main course is wickedness and violence.
Yeah.
Sin.
Right, bro.
And he's eating that shit up. You got it,
Now check this out. Now this is from a video called Foreign Policy and War Profiteering from a YouTube channel called Media Roots. Now, before I read it, I also want to read what foreign policy is real fast. Now check this out. It says, it's from what is the definition of foreign policy? This is from diplomacy.state.gov. Foreign policy is how a country uses different strategies to guide its relationships with other countries and international organizations. This means that foreign policy is made up of different global issues, relationships with other countries, and even domestic politics. Now I'm gonna read the transcript from the video. Now just to go down, it says, Robert Stevens, who we mentioned earlier, is the CEO. Now he's the former CEO now, but at this point in time, the CEO of Lockheed Martin, the #1 defense corporation in the United States. Stevens is the presiding director of Monsanto, the largest manufacturer and distributor of genetically modified seeds, a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, and a member of the advisory board to the Atlantic Council.
Yeah, wow,
so what are these councils?
Yeah.
The Council on Foreign Relations is a powerful think tank. Now, a think tank is like a group of people that come together, they think, come up with ideas.
Yeah, CFR.
It's a powerful think tank comprised of the world's biggest CEOs and executives in banking, mining, oil, food, media, real estate, investment, and politics. A few of the most recognizable political members include David Rockefeller, John McCain, Dick Cheney, Colin Powell, Madeleine Albright, president of the CFR, Richard Stevens, says, who was the former director of policy planning for the Department of State. CFR board member Richard Holbrooke is Obama's special advisor on Afghanistan and Pakistan. There's so much stuff here. And I'm gonna scroll down, right? Now it tells you in the 2008 elections, Lockheed Martin gave over $2.6 million in total political campaign donations, with 49% to Democrats and 51% to Republicans. Boeing gave over $2.2 million in 2008 and 58% going to Democrats. General Dynamics, these are all war companies.
Yeah.
General Dynamics provided over $1.6 million to both parties. Northrop Grumman spent over $20 million in 2008 hiring lobbyists to influence Congress, and Ron spent $6 million on lobbyists in the same period. So why would they go and spend all of these money? Why would all of these companies that create weapons, that manufacture weapons of war, go around funding these political parties? So that the political parties can uphold the interests of those companies.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's all politics is about, man.
You know? So if you got the guy that's the head of Lockheed Martin, who's also sitting on the director of Monsanto, guess what? If Lockheed Martin is donating millions of dollars to a political campaign, guess what you're going to do? You now are in debt to them.
Yeah.
So if you go into a country starting war, guess what they're going to do? They're going to plant Monsanto seeds there and make more money.
Can I just, 2 seconds just to back you up? That's what that famous quote, Mara Abishar Bauer, give me controls over nature's money, I care not who makes their laws. Yeah. Right? All you just mentioned with the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, you know what I mean? And a lot of these people, they get their names changed, like Elon Musk, he's part of that line. What's the dude with Facebook? Zuckerberg, he's a Rothschild, you know? So, yeah, they know that. And all these major, like Facebook and Lockheed Martin, you know what I mean? These are major companies that are funding these politicians, man. Like you said, they give them the money. What do you think is going to happen? They're gonna pass legislation favoring those companies. You know what I mean?
Right, brother. Scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Real quick, I'm sorry, brother. This is Proverbs 16:29. It says, "A violent man enticeth his neighbor, and leadeth him into the way that is not good." And that backs up what you just said. You know, for the funding, you know, hey, you know what? Your regular mayors out here and politicians do the same shit.
It's like bribery.
Exactly, it's bribery. That's all it is bribery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's Esau. That feels this man to the T, bro.
Says that Psalm 94:20.
I got I said it. Habakkuk 2:5. Yet also because he transgresseth by wine, which is what policies. Yeah, it's philosophies, right? He's a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Which that's the geopolitic of saying taking over the world. That's why you had what's that group? What's it? Economic hitmans. When a country that doesn't want to do the USA's bidding, they'll send somebody to opposition. They'll empower the opposition to try to take over that particular government.
Yeah.
It's like this guy, Maduro. They had sent this Obama clone lookalike. Y'all remember him, right? And he looked like Obama, yo, but it's the Spanish version. And they sent him, and they said that he's a rightful president of Venezuela.
They probably related, you know.
You never know.
Because there was a picture, I forget what, I think is it a Saudi king or something? One of these popular Saudis or whatever. You know, all this time I'm thinking he's an Arab, but I saw some. He's related to. He's a small hat. You know what I mean? I forget which one. You know, but yeah, they're all basically related.
Saudis are small hats.
Yeah. A lot of them got so-called Jews acting like Arabs.
Yeah.
Like even Jenny Jones. Remember the show Jenny Jones? She's so-called Jew. Her last name is Stronsky or something like that.
I'm not even surprised.
If you go on the internet and find a video on YouTube or somewhere on Google, you could type in like famous celebrity, Jewish celebrity who changed their last name. A lot of them change their last name.
Yeah.
It might be off of YouTube though. It was like a 20-something minute video or 10-minute video of a bunch of so-called Jewish people that changed their last name that we just think is regular crackers.
Exactly.
Well, you got most of the cabinets of Trump's office. All fucking small hats.
Yeah. What a coincidence, right?
I wouldn't be surprised. I always think this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Barack Obama black ass was a small hat.
No,
the nigga looked like Jeffrey. You know what I'm about to say.
His mother is.
His mother is.
I won't be surprised if his whole, obviously, his black father, whatever. If that's the fucking just a front.
Yeah.
I think that nigga is small.
I think he's related to Cheney or something like
Dick
that.
Cheney?
Correct me if I'm wrong. You know.
I don't know. It's possible.
I think Barack, they're related to. He's related to Cheney or a cousin or something like that.
Yeah.
You know.
It's a small.
It's like what's that? I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's a small club and you're not invited.
Yeah. What's the name for it though? When all families.
Nepotism.
Yeah, there you go.
What?
Yeah.
Nepotism.
Well,
Keep it in the family.
That is the bloodline, because they keep it within the family.
Yeah.
So we thinking that we seen somebody different, but we seen nothing but exact family members of these particular people.
And that Arab dude I'm talking about, he's a popular leader. You know, I just can't think of his name.
You're talking about he's a prince?
I think so, yeah. He's a small hat, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that makes sense.
Yeah, he's
kind of young.
Yeah, look kind of young.
Yeah, crypto Jew. That's why they have the best interests of Israel.
Yeah.
You know. So this is how they don't keep at home. So they send these little, but they infiltrate other people's policies and so forth and change it. That's why this whole democracy shit is a scam. You know, it's really a scam. You could easily be bought and everything like that.
Yeah.
That's why they had to get rid of the czar. They had to get rid of that whole idea of the kingship, because they wanted to infiltrate. That's the best way to infiltrate countries. You know, and it says, who enlarges his desire is as hell, and is as death that cannot be satisfied. But gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people.
You sort of have like this wanting more addiction.
Yeah.
Like he received, but that's not enough.
Right.
Going to the MOTB system, Esau already have the world under his thumb. He controls the world.
Yeah.
But that's not enough. He want God status. He want the ability to take a life and give life. He want to be omnipotent. He wants to know all your whereabouts, what you thinking, what you spending money on. But you know, that's his mind never having enough.
He's in a quag. He's in a quagmire.
Like how you give somebody double life, triple life. As if that person gonna die, you're gonna put them back. But he never know when to stop.
Yeah. I got nobody having. I got something for you.
You got it.
Ezekiel 28, because priest Lamar mentioned exactly, like, you know, this damn devil has the world under his hands. He has everything. He has all the power, but it's still not enough. You know, like you said with MOTB, it's already there, but there's still not enough. You know, basically is God status. So this is Ezekiel 28:1. It says, the word of the Lord Yahawah came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus said the Lord power, because down in Tyrus, so I did a research on it, if I remember, it's been a minute, but Tyrus was a kind of an island or a landmass that dealt with slavery. You know, that was Tyre, right? It was Edomite City, I believe.
No, that was the Canaanites.
Okay.
You're talking about, I believe it's Tyre, right?
I think they're, I believe they're number one. Go ahead.
They was known for merchant, like in trade.
Okay,
They was in the Levant area. With Levant defined at eastern to the Mediterranean. So they was known for trade.
And I think one of their biggest trades was slavery. They were involved with that, if I remember my research. But yeah, so who is that big merchant now, right? Me and Priest number one, we were just talking coming down, we were talking about how and why, right? Just to go a few blocks down, was it downtown or uptown or something like that? I don't know these terms, but you know, you're spending $20, $30, $40 just to go a few blocks, you know? And we're talking about how much is a merchant city New York is, you know? But America is the embodiment, New York is the embodiment of the whole nation. Okay, this place is all about money, working, right? So America is Tyrus. All right, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus said the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man and not a God.
That's currency. Like you know, like because currency actually means something that's current and flowing like water, and that you could use that term towards goods in exchange, because that's what's happening during the Tyre was a Phoenician city, and it was known for trade. They dominate the Mediterranean. So Esau right now he controls everything.
Don't forget the sea. The sea all represents the people. That's what we know, what maritime law.
That's right.
United States of America. That's what everybody go by. The laws of maritime.
Yeah, maritime means for the over the waters, right? Business over the waters, something like that.
No, that's what he got.
The one with traffic.
That's the one, brother.
Got me, God.
I got you, huh? So I keep reading for you. It says, verse 2, it says, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus said the Lord power, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God, I sit in the seat of God, in the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man, and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of the Most High, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
Yeah, Esau figure a lot of things. You can go and say on Google. How many species of mosquitoes are there? Esau will give you the answer. And right now we have the AI technology booming. You could have a conversation with AI. It's almost identical with a conversation with a human. But where did that knowledge come from? The Most High. The Most High gave it to Esau. But Esau, he gets puffed up through the abundance of knowledge. So that's thou wiser than Daniel. Daniel was known for being wise. He was able to interpret dreams. You know, the Most High was dealing with Daniel. With Esau now, Esau have technology. And he could study your sleep patterns. What you thinking about. Somewhat, like, depends on what waves or the frequency your body giving off. You used to have a lot of different technology.
Knowledge puff it up.
Knowledge puff it up.
It says, behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver unto thy treasures. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
So you said, traffic's talking about business. And it said that heart is lifted up because of thy great riches. And that's Esau. Esau has accumulated a lot of land, a lot of natural resources, a lot of wealth throughout the world from various different countries. You got to think about it. America, nobody comes to America for natural resources. America goes to different parts of the world to get their natural resources.
Good point. Yep.
You know what I mean? And because of that, Esau is built up in pride.
Yeah.
He feels like, look what I've done. Nobody's going to bring me down.
Yeah, just since you said that, the whole tariff shit, that shows you how foolish this country is. Now everybody's feeling the blunt.
Yeah.
This is an import. It's not an export.
Exactly.
nation.
That's the last thing you would kind of want to resort to.
Exactly.
You know, because you're if he was an that's a good point. If he was an import,
It'd be different.
it'd be different.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
that's what could say the merchants of the earth were made rich by the abundance of her delicacies.
Yeah.
So they were made rich
Yeah.
by America's money.
Yeah.
They get, because America has a consumption-based economy.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, the cars you driving around, and 99% of them,
Yeah.
I looked it up on Google. Most Americans don't even drive American cars.
Yeah.
That's why when you read Revelation 18, it says in chariots. Yep. Talking about vehicles. That's what made other nations rich.
And also says slaves. That goes into what? All the people that comes in and out. And they selling them.
And you was talking about Saudi Arabia's crown prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Oh, that's the dude.
Yeah, that's the guy.
What you look like? You got an image?
Yeah.
And Revelation also talk about because of her costliness. That was one of the key words they used, was her costliness. Everything is all expensive out here now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people are just when I say expensive, people want the nicest things.
Yeah.
You see?
Yep. That's him.
that nigga
That's
right
him.
there.
Yep. Can I show the camera, brother?
It's a bastardo.
Yeah. This is the dude. The brother looked up. Wallow looked up. Yeah, this guy's a small hat, man.
With a bigger hat on though.
yeah.
Mohammed bin Salman.
Yeah.
It was a crazy spirit you mentioned that. I remember somebody saying something about that like a year ago.
I just found a brother posted. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Even when you read the article, the title of the article that I'm reading is titled Saudi rulers. I'm sorry, this is from the Jerusalem Post. Saudi royal family are descendants of Jews who fought Muhammad,
Oh wow.
Iranian general. This is the commander of Iran's navy said in a speech on January 7th that the modern-day Saudi Arabian royal family are descendants of Jews who fought early tribes. This from January 2022. Yeah.
There you go.
The guy's name.
So he's who's he? That's Saudi Arabia?
Yeah,
Or
this is that was Saudi Arabia, but
Okay.
it was a commander in Iran's navy that said this in an interview.
Oh, see, damn, see,
Yeah.
he blew it up.
Because he didn't straight up say, oh, they're descendants of Jews. He kind of said it like in a roundabout way.
Yeah,
He said
yeah.
Zionists and descendants of Jews are doing this.
Oh wow, see.
You know what I mean? Come on. Yeah. And even if you type in Arab with Jewish descendant on Google, you'll find all kind of stuff that's telling you there are some Arabs that do that secret Jewish lineage.
Shit, you got Mexico's president.
And they got that hook nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't escape that.
President for Mexico, female. She's
Yeah.
Jewish, straight up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up. She's a small hook-nosed bitch. But why they doing that? They fully taking over.
Yeah.
They fully taking over.
But hold up, they're the chosen, right? They're oppressed and all that.
Yeah.
They're the meek.
Downtrodden. Right?
Yeah. Get out of here. One more.
Okay. This one.
To keep going, it says Salak. What was that? Traffic, right?
Yeah, tariffs. Yeah, traffic.
Yeah, Salak, verse 5. Ezekiel 20:5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Traffic is the exchange of goods and services. Now, read that part again.
Con. It says, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, how hast thou increased thy riches?
How thou increased thy riches. Now, how did America become rich? By trafficking Israelites.
Yeah.
That's right.
That was called human traffic.
Yeah.
You know,
That was global human trafficking.
Transatlantic
traffic.
slave trade.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
you know, like this is an actual article. I think it's called 20 or 25 corporations that benefited from this slavery. And yeah, one of the ones I always remember is Aetna, because Aetna is still in existence today.
Insurance company, yeah.
Now, when you go into the history of Aetna will give actual insurance premiums and insurance for slaves as property.
Right, brother.
And now if your slave died, you'll be reimbursed as any other property. There's no different from when you have insurance on your car, on your house. You know, anything you're sure. So Edna is guilty of that. But these corporations, or America was made great through free labor.
Yeah.
So that's the traffic. But not just any labor, it was the labor of the Israelites. That's why the Most High referenced this place as Egypt a second time.
Exactly.
And what was the first Egypt? It was the land of Mizraim, which later the Greeks called the Egyptos.
Yeah.
And that's where the Most High made his first deliverance through a mediator, Moses.
Yep.
And the second deliverance is going to happen here in America through the Messiah, YAHAWASHI.
That's right.
All right? Now, the YAHAWASHI is the mediator,
Right.
the intercessor. All right? But it's going to be a major deliverance.
Yeah.
So that's why it's known as Egypt again, because here is what Israel was trafficked.
I gotta get these
I was
precepts.
about to say this, you know, that I was thinking about too. Even but going back to these damn rats. Even what happens? Don't they put a levy on your account? Don't the so-called Jews code say levy? I mean, come on, and the word Levi means join to me. So if the IRS put a levy on your account, they join to your account. You know what I'm saying? So these fucking devils.
You thought they you slick, bro.
They slick. You
Fucking
just
devil, man.
read between lines. They join to your resources.
And that's how they say it too. They call it tribe levy.
Yeah, they call it levy.
Tribe of levy.
I'm looking at the word. I'm like levy. You know, these so-called
That
Jews
makes
are
sense.
slick.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, that's
It's crazy, brother.
yeah. I'm offended. I'm gonna try to.
Yeah.
They ain't levy
We
you.
all
though.
offended. Yeah.
They ain't levy you, brother.
The water by law.
They can't levy you.
They
Man, you know what I mean?
ain't label us, Akim. You know.
I got something real quick to go into the human T, like the brother said. You know what I'm saying? This is our Revelation 11:9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in grave. Going back to what y'all going into, the Israelites, the dead bodies. That's us. You know, that 3.5 days is talking about 350-year period from the time of the bulk of slavery to the time when the restoration of Israel began. By the name of a man called Abba Bivens, Salakia, you know, who totally kind of merged off and started preaching Yahawashi, started preaching about the 12 tribes, and Israelites are going to come from different tribes and so on and so forth.
Right.
So that's when we started to wake up and that life came back. Ezekiel 37. So it says, and they that dwell upon the earth, going back to that, they that dwell upon the earth, it's talking about the other nations, the other ones, shall rejoice over them and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwell on the earth. So because now they had us in the captivity, the two prophets, northern kingdom, southern kingdom, Israel as a whole, let's say that, right? How we tormented them? We had these motherfuckers in slavery too. You know, we put our foot up their ass, man, in righteousness, but they ain't righteous. So they ain't like that. But they gonna like the righteous ass whenever we gonna get them in the kingdom, because they ain't have no choice, because they ain't gonna be no other way out. It ain't gonna be no my turn to rule, then your turn, and then they waiting for our kingdom. They waiting for one Israelite to slip up so the Lord send judgment again.
Tug of war.
Yeah, ain't no tug of war. And this is the last go around, bro. That's why you gotta understand prophecy. This is I mentioned the Daniel statue, the foot, and the 10 toes. This is it.
Yeah.
And then the stone that came and dashed that stone into pieces, that represents Yahawashi.
That's right.
Yahawashi is gonna take down these kingdoms. So they made merry, they rejoiced. We got these motherfuckers. All right, so if Esau is the only guilty person, why none of y'all heathens stopped them?
Exactly.
Why nobody jumped in and said anything? Where's the crime against humanity for that?
Yeah.
Niggas ain't got nothing to say. I'm talking about you heathens. That's why your ass is gonna get it just as bad as Esau. But not as bad, boy. Just as bad for the first 1,000 years. And then after that, I'm certain you would have learned your lesson. So
They guilty for exploiting our circumstances.
Exactly. That's Lazarus.
Psalms 83.
We gonna take them down like a Rico.
Hey, you know another thing I thought of?
That's right, bro.
The brother I mentioned, among the boy mentioned about the 10 toes, the feet, which Yahawashi is going to, that stone is going to smite it, take him out of power. That's like Jacob holding Esau's heel, take him out of power.
Exactly.
That's that spiritual tug of war.
That's right, bro. And the final one at that.
The final one at that. Final, like that song, it's the final
countdown.
Can I read this real quick?
Yeah, and I got one more verse.
Because oh, matter of fact, finish.
Let me finish this up. So verse 11, it says, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from YAHAWAH BAHASHAM entered into them. The spirit of life, of course, is YAHWASHI breathing in us when you read Ezekiel the 37th chapter.
Right.
The breath of life. We have life. We're alive, bro. This is a dead fucking society. At one point we were dead too, but we got resuscitated through the spirit of YAHWAH BAHASHAM. Electric shock jolted us right back to life.
That's right.
Now we breathing truth, breathing life. You know what I'm saying? So, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Ain't that what we doing now? Stand upon our feet. Even if we doing a sit down, we still standing up. We standing 10 toes down. And great fear is falling upon them, which is talking about the other nations. Because why? Why? Because the one thing that kept us suppressed is no longer holding us bondage anymore, which is lies. Now we know who we are, and Esau and you other nation, you're done.
That's heavy though. So like, my bad. While you're reading that, you know, when you obviously when you're alive, you stand up. You know, when you're dead, you're lying on the ground. But when you're alive, you get up. You don't become alive and just sit back down. You know, you stand up on your feet.
Stand up on your feet.
You know what I mean? When they said, when YAHWASHI rose up Lazarus, you think he got up and took a seat?
Rise up.
That's right. Yeah, rise up at your bed. He stood up.
We got about our spiritual beds.
Yeah, we got about spiritual beds. Spiritual slumber.
Spiritual slumber.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this real quick. And you know we're being watched because I don't know if you brothers ever did this. Watch any brother video and put the caption on YouTube. Now, when brothers say the name YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, it's spelled exactly how we spell it. You know, it don't comes up as no random word, but everything comes up exactly how we say it. So that means, for that to even happen, that means they have a whole algorithm with the names.
Yeah, they learned us.
They learned. There you go.
Yeah.
That's why AI could answer the questions when you ask them the right thing. They know exactly what we saying is true. We're making going back to Jeremiah 28:8. We're the ones that's making everything come to fruition. They got the information from us. That's why our calling is a higher calling, because in reality we are the living testimonies of that calling. We in the acts.
We are the Most High witnesses.
We're the Most High witnesses. We're eyewitnesses right now. We see everything with our eyes.
Now the word witness have the same root word with the wise or advice. The word wit is derived from the Latin word videre. And guess what that means? To see. The word wise is derived from the Latin word videre. It means to see. Right? Because the scriptures is what make us wise. What's comprised of the scriptures? Events of the future. So we're able to see what's about to happen.
Brother strolling around the corner.
The memo?
Guess not. He didn't even look up.
He didn't get the
without
memo.
vision, the people faileth.
Yeah, without vision, people fail. Yeah, he texts him right now.
So that's what it is. You know, we're the Lord's witness, meaning we seen everything. Like a word advice, the Bible Latin word videre too. Because when you giving somebody advice, what are you doing? You giving them insight of something.
He gonna see you.
You know that
you sure? Now you're looking around.
No, he gonna
help
see
somebody.
You.
You got a we got a little more now.
Yeah, I got. Yep.
Can I read this?
No,
Then?
you good. Yeah, you good.
It goes right into that. So I typed in on Google Wall Street dark history. Now,
should we get the memo out?
You're strolling around in the corner.
Yeah, I ain't even checked the WhatsApp. Not got my notifications.
We live, bro. So you say that wow.
Okay.
Y'all better shoot right
I type it on Google. Wall Street dark history, because we were going into the traffic and the human trafficking of the Israelites.
Come around this side, real quick.
So now this what came up on AI overview. The dark history of Wall Street is rooted in its origins as a slave market. This is Wall Street. This is in New York. So it says in its origins as a slave market and extends through centuries of unchecked greed. We're just talking about greed. And I didn't say this. This brother didn't say it. The AI overview said this.
Wow.
So it says, extends through centuries of unchecked greed, exploitation, and financial scandals. The pursuit of immense profits has frequently occurred at the expense of ethics, leading to. Yeah, we probably could. Yeah, we could just squeeze it.
Yo, squeeze. We got like 20 more minutes.
The brother ain't that big.
If it was ICBK, then 2 people gonna fit in here, man.
Oh yeah, they
I don't think people.
Y'all brothers ain't that big, man.
Show you GMS, we in
Big
shape,
men
bro.
right here, man.
This ain't ICBK,
All
man.
right, so let me read this quote again. The pursuit of immense profits has I'll read it from the top again. I don't know yeah, I heard it. So I typed in Wall Street dark history on Google search engine.
Yeah, probably.
Now, I'm good. He's about small.
Oh,
Skinny.
damn.
He's a big man. Big man.
You good?
Yeah, I'm sure.
All right. So in the AI overview, it says the dark history of Wall Street is rooted in its origins as a slave market. It's talking about Wall Street in New York, because prior before New York received the name New York, it was known as New Amsterdam.
Yeah, that's true.
So in its origins as a slave market, that's what the truth happened in New York.
Yes. Yeah.
It started in New York and extends through centuries of unchecked greed, exploitation, and financial scandals. The pursuit of immense profits has frequently occurred at the expense of ethics, leading to major market crashes, widespread frauds, and systematic crisis. Then you have another Wall Street origins in the slave trade. Before becoming the world's financial center, this is in New York, the area was the hub of New York City slave economy. Then it goes a little more.
Precept. Sirach 10 and 8.
But real quick, that's the traffic, because the reason why America became rich is through the enslavement of the Israelites. Now, if it was the Chinaman, the Arab, the East Indian, the Most High would not gave a fuck.
Yeah.
But when you put your hands on the Most High's people, you don't fucked up. You don't fucked up bad. So that's the traffic business. That's why too, when this word opened up to the late Abba Bivens, it happened in New York, because the New York is the center of the world economy.
Yeah.
The epicenter of the world economy. So that's the Most High sending the message, and that's when the truth was seated in, and then it spread to other states. Now it's globally. That's all I want to say.
So rock.
Yeah, there was like two main precepts I wanted to get what you said, but man. You got one? Okay. Joel?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches gotten by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
That's right. The kingdom is translated from. That's why YAHAWASHI is known as what? And brother was reading it, the morning star, because we transitioning from one day into another day.
Right.
You know, we in the post millennium. Like the word, you got, like when people say AM and PM, 12 PM or 12 AM. You have anti-meridian. Meridian means midday. Anti-meridian means before midday. PM means post-meridian, post-midday. So Esau already passes meridian, midday, because during the afternoon, that's when the sun is at its peak. And that's when Esau was at its peak. Now he's going down. His sun is setting. And we head into the midnight. Like you have like midnight. Midnight actually goes into when the moon reaches peak in the sky. And Apostle Hart said something this week in one of his videos. He said the end is not coming. The end is here.
Yeah.
It's at the door.
I saw your title. Yeah, I was heavy.
It's literally at the door, because Jake got this misconception that, oh, when the end happened, it's gonna happen in my kids or grandkids or their kids lifetime. You not watching what's happening?
Yeah, it's happening now. Yeah.
They're not watching. That's why it's gonna catch them by surprise.
That's right.
Because they're gonna get jammed up in the mind state of what you call when everything's happening the same.
Shock, epiphany,
Sudden
realization.
Normalcy bias.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You know, because we say things are going to happen, but they don't see it happening onto them.
Yeah.
Because so far things been normal. That's why the Lord said it should be as the days of Noah.
Niggas ain't watching. Really shit is happening, but we see it.
Yeah.
They don't see it. That's why, like you said, when it does happen, they gonna wonder from whence it came. Nigga, this shit been happening. It's been building up this whole time. You just now that it came crashing down, it ain't gonna catch from the apostles, elder brothers, and bishops off guard, because we've been every day. The scripture say, "Blessed is he that standeth at my gate and watcheth." So every day, brothers are watching for something to happen. So when it does happen that day, will you be surprised? Hell no. How can you be?
Can I bring that definition real quick?
Yeah.
Now, brother, I mentioned we're going into a new day, right? Now, this from, look at the word day. Now, this from symbolic time. Day can refer to an event in time. Like, it's a new day. Day can refer to an event in time, a period of time, or a symbolic representation of spiritual awakening and enlightenment. Now, look at the word sun. Right now, sun can mean many things as well. And here it just says, the sun symbolizes a kingdom by representing a divine ruler or source of power and life that governs. Let's see, I had something else here. Okay, it says, in religious texts, particularly within Christianity, the sun symbolizes glory, truth, and even YAHAWASHI himself, who is called the true light. So sun represents like a radiant light.
Yeah.
When you are in the light, then you can see. And if you can see, then you are wise. You see the truth. You're no longer blocked by ignorance. When you're in the darkness, you're ignorant. You feel on the wall. You grope on the wall for the light switch so that you can see clearly. So if we're looking for a new day, a new light, it's a new spiritual awakening where we can live in YAHAWASHI's truth and in righteousness.
That's
It's
right.
the kingdom of heaven. That's all.
That's why YAHAWASHI, he's known as the day star or the morning star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Lucifer is.
The star that guides you.
Right.
You know?
Like you go to Isaiah 14, Lucifer is referencing towards the Venus. You know, the king of Babylon, but it's referencing towards Venus.
That's right.
Because it was also known as the morning star and the evening star.
And Venus,
You want to,
You know what I'm saying? Venus was the one planet that people in the ancient world could see with the naked eye.
That's right. And it will appear only 2 times in a day. That was during the morning. That's Satan. It's got to be Satan. So it'll appear 2 times in a day, morning and evening. So Esau was he's the morning star of this time, and YAHAWASHI, he's coming as the morning star of the new day. You know, and we're seeing the evidence of it. Like everything is falling apart. People are waking up. Like that's why one of the reasons they want to ban TikTok, because there's a lot of information, a lot of misinformation, but there's a lot of truths within TikTok, and is interfering with Esau's deception.
That's right.
Could I say that quote?
Yeah, just
You got something?
2 things. Yeah, because you were going into the traffic, you know, the transatlantic slave trade, how Esau's gotten his riches. So this is a precept to that. This is Joel, exactly what you're talking about. This is the Joel 3:1. It goes, the points in 3. It says, behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, or YAHAWASHI, which means basically in the ancient Hebrew, valley of judgment, or valley of decision, right? And even there too, it's saying when the Lord lifts up his captivity from, you know, basically frees his people from slavery, simultaneously he's going to gather the world for war. So either way you look at it, right, even if you see people, you in this truth, and you see the Great Awakening, you see Israel waking up, that means if you know the scriptures, that means at the same time the Lord's gathering the nations as well, right? If you just see the nations gathering up and building towards a world war, which is happening now, that means again that the Lord is waking up his people. He's freeing them from the captivity. right? So these things are happening at the same time, and it's happening now. You can't deny that, right? It says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there from my people and from my heritage Israel.
Jehoshaphat translate into Yahawah, the Most High, Shabbat, meaning judgment. Now, plead means to judge. So the Most High is going to send the nations to war in the land of Yahawah, which is really Saudi Arabia. And that's where the Most High is going to judge the nations. Because before the nuclear destruction happened, there will be a ground battle fought.
It says, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. And they have cast, to your point, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink.
That's human trafficking. Well, that's what Esau called human trafficking.
Yeah.
You know, and he's guilty of the laws he had under human trafficking. And in the kingdom, we're going to be doing human trafficking to Esau. We're going to be selling you off as slaves.
It says, and just like we still got Ezekiel on hold, we went into Tyre. The next verse goes, says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre, and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense?
Now, read that again.
I'll read 3 again and down. It said, they have cast lots.
What Tyre part?
Okay. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre?
What have ye to do with me, O Tyre? Now, that's going into them Hamites, but you know, Tyre was the land of the Phoenicians. The Greeks came in and named them Phoenicians. But there was Canaanites.
They were selling that purple.
That purple. Yep. That's where they get the name.
The Phoenix.
The
Phoenix was like had a purplish, reddish, fiery like color that rose out of the ashes. And they used to call it we had a sea creature called the marine mollusc tranquillus, and you would crush the gland in it
to use as dye.
Exactly. When it came in contact with the air, it would turn red sometimes, or it would turn purple. And it would take thousands of them to even have enough dye to dye one garment. Therefore, it was purple became only associated with the rich, because they're the only ones that could afford it. And they would call it Tyrrhenian purple. But when the Greeks came in, they called them Phoenicians. Naming them Phoenicians, or like basically would mean purple, because that was like the part of the color that was in the phoenix that they say rose out of the ashes. So when you see that word Tyre or Phoenician, it's talking about, you know, Hamites.
Hamites.
Now in time, you know, you got Ishmael dwelling in their lands, you know.
And you can apply that to this day, because during that time the Phoenicians, they dominated the trade, whether it was human trafficking, slavery, or resources, exotic things that was exotic. That was all the Phoenicians. That's why they was experts in expert selling, you know, because they dominated in merchant and trade. Now same thing. What is Wall Street today? So that Wall Street is the modern day city of Tyre.
It says, yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre, and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me,
Palestine go back to the word Philistines. Go ahead.
And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
Recompense. Recompense means payback. Because if you try to pay the Most High back for all the things you did, you know, the Most High gonna take it as an insult, because you cannot pay the Most High back for what you did to the Native American Indians, the so-called Negroes, the Caribbeans, and the Caribbean islands. And Benjamin had it. The slavery among the Caribbean islands, they was used as an example to scare the slaves in the north. You act up like, well, we're gonna send you. You were sent to the Caribbean islands. So right, and this is what they did to our people. All right, the Most High's people. So you touch the apple of the Most High's eye, you got to pay for that.
Just about to say that, yeah.
As the scripture had.
Oh yeah.
That's why a lot of scripture reference Esau as being in debt too, because he's physically in debt, and he's in debt because he can't pay back the Most High. He in debt in sin.
And he said, I'm going to raise them out of the place you sold them, and I will recompense upon your own head. Because we the Most High's hammer. You know, the Most High ultimately going to use us to
break you in pieces.
Oh, you got it correct.
The second Edges 15 and 20. It says, behold, saith the Lord, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Lebanon, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them.
Judgment.
I mean, right up with Joel 3 and 7.
That's right.
What scripture is that?
Second Edges
15 and 20. So verse 21 says, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord power.
Like if you go into the history of Jehoshaphat, this is the illest story. So Jehoshaphat was being surrounded by Moab, Edom, some other nations, and they were scared. The Israelites were scared. So they all prayed to the Lord, and the Lord came with the Spirit, told them like, look, I'm about to do something that you never seen before, right? And then they prayed. They said the next day they got up. They said all the camps of the people was dead. What happened was the Lord turned Esau against Moab, Moab against Ammon. It was like a Royal Rumble.
The Most High's judgment.
The Most High's judgment. And it so happens in the time of Jehoshaphat, right? So that was just something the Lord was basically saying, look, you don't have to do a thing. I'm going to destroy your enemies for you. That's the whole thing about Joel, the 3rd chapter. You know? So the Lord's gathering all those people that did wrong to the nation of Israel, and he's going to have them destroy each other. And in the middle of the heat of the battle, here comes YAHAWASHI, final blow.
Yeah, that's right. Real quick, this is Zechariah chapter 2 and verse 7. It says, deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. An apple of an eye is something precious. That's a saying. It's like an idiom, or it's a saying. You know, that's the apple of my eye, something that's precious unto me. And that's why the Lord refers to Zion or Israel as Zion. When you look at the word Zion in Hebrew, to Zion, which means a monument. When something is monumental, everything that's a monument or is monumental was erected for a purpose in memory of something. You know, like how the scriptures say that the Lord have Israel's name engraved in his palm. That's not that's not literal. That's figuratively speaking. In other words,
back of my hand.
Exactly. Back in the day, before, you know, back in the day when, you know, nobody had cell phones and beepers and shit, you had a pen. Somebody had a pen. Let me get you to put your name down. You get a girl number, you write it down. You ain't gonna forget it. It's right there. It's in your face. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord's not gonna forget us. Just as you know what your hand look like, you always see it. It's always in remembrance. It's always in your face. That's the house of Israel to the Lord. You know, so the Lord ain't gonna forget us. Like you mentioned, Joel, how the Lord said, there will I plead with them for my nation's sake, Israel, my people's sake, Israel. So the Lord's gonna judge them for our sake. So hey, this ass whooping, that's World War III, is for the elect's sake, man.
That's true.
You know, all hell breaking loose is for the elect's sake. It's for the kingdom's sake. This chaos, this world, everything, the wrath of the Lord that we about to see, it's for his, matter of fact, it's for his name's sake first and foremost, but then it's for our sake, because you can't have Yasharallah without YAHAWASHI name in it. You know, but
and just to back you up, we are warriors. So even I give 2 examples, and in the UFC, you know, they did it because of John Jones. When he's fighting, you can't put you know, he would put his hands out and poke people's eye. You know what I mean? Because that's the most sensitive part of the body. One of the most sensitive parts. He pokes someone's eye, that's pretty much game over. You know, and that's how he would do that, to kind of cheat and, you know, mess people up. So now in the UFC, that's against the rules. You can't have your hands open and kind of do that and poke the person's eye, because it's kind of unfair. You know, and I learned Proven Apostle Horror is a true warrior in the spirit. I heard it from Bruce Lee, a real fight, which is true. It should only be 60 seconds, right? But when Apostle Horror was training us, he said it should be 10. Okay, and that's true. But one of the ways you finish a fight fast, Bruce Lee said, you eye poke him, you know, hit him in the eye. So for the Most High to say his people are the apple of his eye, that's pretty heavy, man. That's the most sensitive part, you know. And like you said, you know, you can't pay back the Lord. Like if you mess up somebody's eye, you can't give them another eye. You know what I mean? There's no payback for that.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, even having one eye is important.
Yeah.
You know, that's why there's a saying that goes, in the land of the blind, the one eye is king.
Yep.
In other words, in a situation where everybody is severely lacking somebody that's blind, even a person that's had a disadvantage where one eye is still superior to the rest of them. So if I'm in a room where there's 20 people in there and they're all blind, well, guess what? If I got one eye, I'm still above all y'all. That just shows you how powerful, how important the eye is.
Yeah.
That's how when you read the scriptures always reference something as an eye.
Yeah.
You know, the eye is important. You see with your eyes physically, see visually, but you also got the eyes of your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just add to that scripture Amon Gabar brought out, Zechariah 2:8, it said, after the glory have I sent to the nations that plundered you, ultimately that glory is what? YAHAWASHI return. Remember the scripture say he will come with clouds and great glory? And after that, are we going to go and plunder the nations? You know? Yeah. You still reading something, Zagal? Or Jaquan?
Joel. Continuing Joel, it says Joel 3:3. It says 3:4. It says, yea, and what have you to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon and all the coasts of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head? Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my goodly, pleasant things.
Like think about the account when Judas Iscariot, right? He took the money and he tried to give the money back. And they're like, you can't give, like, there's nothing you could do. Like, you took the funds, now you just gotta live with the consequence that comes with it. So with Esau, you just gotta, whatever the payment that's gonna come, you just gotta take it.
Take it like a champ.
Take it like a champ.
Yeah. And that's what those Hamites was doing. Remember you go into, what's that, Psalm 137, where it says, it speaks about that, tip of my tongue, but basically that's what them Hamites was doing when we was in war with these nations. What they're doing, they was plundering our temples and they was taking our riches.
Yeah.
You know, Psalm 137, they was doing that. You know, Babylonians, yeah.
It says the children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
It's ironically funny that they say the Grecians, which is Greece, which that's where Esau said that civilization started from.
Yeah.
Which is ironic. So they sold them to the Edomites. So no matter what we did, however we try to hide, they had that bloodlust. They had to get us. They had to. They had to go to the wilderness in Africa to get us. To get us out of Spain, get us out of all Europe. They had to. They had to go to the New World to destroy us. There's a bloodlust. You know?
It says, Salak. It says, what was that? Salak, yeah. It was my place. Verse 7. Okay, Salak, verse 7. Behold, I will raise them up out of their place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters unto the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to the people far off, for the Lord has spoken it. Verse 9, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
This is the place of where we were sold in America. Now the Lord said, it says it's about waking up the mighty man. Because the purpose of this combat or this war that's to come is to judge the nation for what they did to us.
That's right. That's right. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong.
going into the nuclear weapons, which is modern warfare.
And just to back that up too, because when North Korea decided to get their nuclear arms, remember how they was talking all that crazy shit? We're gonna have to go to war with North Korea. But after North Korea got it, they never went in. They never went in.
Yep,
right?
That too, yep.
So then you switch it to yeah, you see that, right? Then you switch it up to Iran. They didn't get no nuclear weapon, and look how they treated them. That's a great equalizer.
Yeah.
An actual nuclear bomb is a great equalizer that America would never want to pass.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, that's why, just to back you up, America's so hard bent on trying to stop other nations from getting nuclear capability, you know, or nuclear, I guess, components to make nuclear weaponry, man.
Okay.
You know, even if they're not, they enriching uranium and things like that.
Right.
You know, they're building it to bring nuclear weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they don't want anybody to get that kind of power because they already know what it could lead to. But it's inevitable. You know, they have all these missile laws and foreign policy laws with certain continent kind of destroying weapons. Yeah, there's a hyena, wild Judah hyena dancing in front of everybody, making a fool of himself.
Nigga woman.
Yeah, the water. I was trying to be nice, but why should I? You know. Anyway, man.
NW.
Yeah, the NW. Yeah. You know. Yeah, that hyena distracted us, man. But
It's okay.
yes. Better battle. Yeah, but yeah. So that's the point. The nigga woman out of order or something.
The nigga woman.
Yeah. You know, so that's a good point, like the brother was saying. You know, yeah. So again, it says, proclaim this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord.
The mighty ones is referencing to the angels, because the angels are going to get involved. And who's going to accompany YAHAWASHI during his second return? Michael, the archangel. The angel of war.
That goes right into Revelation.
And they already been seeing, you know, different chariot sightings. That's why they have a space force. A space force for what? They watching for the second coming.
That's what Trump was talking about it. Oh, I love my space force. I love it so much. Yeah, because that's why they believe they're gonna be able to fight that which is coming from heaven. The greatest threat is not Russia. The greatest threat is coming from the heavens.
Right, the king of terror.
The real king.
It says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come get you down, for the press is full. The fats overflow, for their wickedness is great.
Right. Other words, Esau, he reached his full maturity in wickedness. Now it's time to be plucked out of his rulership, like you pluck grapes when he reaches maturity.
Exactly. And if it's overflowing, I mean, it's a large amount of it. That's why the fats overflow, because the wickedness is great. So it's a large mass of grapes that got to be tread, that got to be stomped. So much so that the wine vat is going to be overflowed with the blood of the grape.
It's the juicy grapes too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good drink.
That's how when you read the book of Esdras, it says the grain of evil seed was planted from the beginning, and look how much it sprung forth up. So you got to look at like an evil seed that was put in the heart of Adam from the very beginning, and look how much it sprang up from then, thousands of years up until now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can imagine how big that wine vat is going to be. You know?
It says, multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. The sun and the moon shall be darkened, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. The Lord also shall roar out of Zion, and utter his voice from Jerusalem. And the heavens and the earth shall shake, but the Lord will be the hope of his people, and the strength of the children of Israel.
Because Yahawashi, he's coming simultaneously with the missiles. And he's coming to deliver the elect of Israel.
Yep.
Yahawashi is it's going to be a second Exodus, but in this Exodus, only the elect of Israel is going to be saved.
Right, that's Jeremiah 16. It shall no more be said, the Lord liveth that brought the children up out of Egypt, but the Lord liveth that brought the children up from the land of the north. And it would make sense that Yahawashi got to come simultaneously with the missiles, because the missiles going to be shot first and then hit. What about the elect? That's still going to be on America, you know, on the ground level. Brothers got, so that's why the scripture said the righteous shall scarcely be saved. You know, so when Yahawashi come, bro, he's the missiles. Just know, man, just know that, you know, it's man, speechless right now. But you know, Lord willing, we are partakers of that. That's Revelation 15, looking down at the sea of glass, watching the sea mingle with the sea of glass mingle with fire and praising the Lord. You know, but hey, we in that time.
The lake of fire.
Yeah, the lake of fire. You got other groups, Israelites, talking about the lake of fire. I'm talking about Israelites that know that they're Israelites and just going off. But talking about the lake of fire is the actual place you're going to burn forever. You know, when the scriptures tell us in 2 Peter that this earth is reserved for fire. The old, first of all, it says the earth that was then was destroyed by water, but this earth that is in store now is in store for fire, showing you that the fire is going to take place on earth.
Yeah.
It's not on, you know, underground, you know, some place we don't know about, some secret fucking place where you're going to burn forever for all eternity. It's going to happen on earth. America is the lake of fire. America is hell, man. You know?
Bitter. America is also bitter.
Yeah, Mara.
Yeah.
We could get a few more and get ready to wrap it up.
You see, okay.
Unless brothers, you know, good.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Right, brothers, got anything else? Crowd is out, but you want to close it out? You came late, brother. You close it out.
I had two, actually.
All right,
I
good.
these two out.
Do what you got while he looking for his. Got your thing? Got your joint?
Found it. So this is Zechariah 14:12. And this should be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. And it's going into the same thing again. The nations have to pay for what they did to Israel. And it's gonna begin with this Third World War. The Most High is gonna gather them together for this fight. For what? For what they did to Israel, that fought against Jerusalem. Jerusalem is a people before it's a city. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. And it says, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Now it says first their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet. Now it's not your eyes, your tongue is all comprised of the flesh.
Absolutely.
You know, because the eyes is referencing towards things that they're gonna for the future. The tongue, the things that you know that they say. You know, and also like laws that they pass. The Most High gonna put a stop to these things. By what? Fire, and a nuclear fire. What else did I add? You got something?
Yeah. Isaiah 34:1. Come near, you nations, hearken. And it says, come here, it's like it. Come near, you nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is, it's like and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with blood. Yeah, so that's what the Lord, you know, going into the Lord gathering these nations, and that's going to be during the time of World War III. Okay, where that judgment, World War III is going to be the judgment from Yahawah upon all the heathens for, you know, the history of them oppressing the Lord's people for thousands of years. Okay, so they're going to get paid back in that war when it's going on. There's going to be pretty much utter destruction upon all these different heathen nations. Okay, the Lord's going to allow them to be put to death in that war. Those ground battles, their carcasses going to be laid out. And then ultimately, that thermonuclear fire. Okay, because that fire is going to hit, the missiles going to hit other parts of the earth. America's going to be utterly wasted, utterly destroyed. You're going to have other lands that's going to be hit with missiles also.
Yeah,
it's going to be a great judgment. Scripture speak about the day of the Lord is a time of heat. But the Lord is going to pour out his fury upon the heathen nations.
That's right.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
We can close it up on that, man. So like I was like, we brought it out, preached to the word of the Lord, Lord's will, you were edified. The Lord's elect, that's who this is for. Babylon is finished. So with that, we're going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. Shalom to the elect. Till next time.